Let's check in first with News Nation's Mills Hayes, who is tracking the latest from the Trump campaign tonight. Mills.
Hey, former President Trump and his VP candidate J.D. Vance continued their attacks on Vice President Harris this weekend. Trump called Harris a, quote, horror show and called her low IQ. Former President Donald Trump naturally took aim at his opponent at a campaign rally Saturday in the Peach State.
And she happens to be really a low IQ individual. She really does. She has a very low IQ. We don't need a low IQ. She vowed to ban fracking. She wants the government to stop people from eating red meat. She wants to get rid of your cows. No more cows.
New polling shows Trump ahead of Harris nationally by 1.1%, a welcome sign for Democrats who were struggling with Biden at the top of the ticket.
What's killed this country more than anything in the last 3.5 years is inflation inflicted upon this country by Sleepy Joe Biden. The inflation has been a disaster in this country, and it's killed the middle class. It's killing the working class. And we're going to get inflation brought down. We have to bring prices down.
Prices are up over 19.4% in the 3 years since President Biden took office. Trump says he'll increase oil production, implement higher tariffs on imported goods, extend Trump tax cuts, and boost auto industry production.
We're not going to let people come to build them in Mexico and build cars and sell them in the United States.
Won't it be more expensive?
And close up Michigan and South Carolina and other places.
Won't it be more expensive if you're doing it here?
No, it won't be. It'll be great.
The latest polls show that nearly half of Americans have an unfavorable view of Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, and less than a third of Americans view him favorably.
Some people are saying you were the wrong pick for Trump's running mate. What are you doing about it?
Well, Maria, all I can do is go out there and prosecute the case against Kamala Harris and remind people that things were more prosperous and more peaceful when Donald Trump was president.
And Natasha, Harris and Trump are tied in battleground states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Arizona. Harris does have a slight edge in Nevada, but Trump is leading in Wisconsin, Georgia, and North Carolina.
All right, guys. So apparently it's not just the mainstream liberal media trying to hide Kamala Harris, but it's also the Democrat Party as well, too, because when you have a Democrat whose Senate seat is up for grabs, like Mr. Sherrod Brown in Ohio, and he is confronted on whether or not he wants to be seen campaigning with Kamala Harris, or will Kamala Harris help him in his campaign, this guy appears to be a deer in the headlights when asked a question like that, because he has no clue what to say, because apparently he cannot endorse any of Kamala Harris's or Joe Biden's policy positions. Okay, he cannot say anything good about the Biden administration to help him campaign. Now, this is a big deal because there are quite a few Senate seats up for grabs and what looks like a very favorable map for Republicans. And Sherrod Brown is just one of many Democrats who could have their seat flipped if the election goes the wrong way for Democrats. And having Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket apparently does not help, even in a state like Ohio, whom recently became a red state, a solid red state, but not too long ago was more of a middle ground swing state. But again, it has been solid red as of late. And again, that is why this guy is freaking out as CNN confronts him on campaigning with Kamala Harris.
Democrats are facing an uphill battle to keep control of the United States Senate, with multiple sitting senators at risk of losing their seats in red and purple states. The big question, has Kamala Harris at the top of the tickets made things easier or harder? I went to Ohio this week to dig into one of the nation's marquee races between Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown and his GOP opponent, Bernie Moreno. As Democrats rally behind Kamala Harris, in red states, it's more complicated. Like in Ohio, where Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown faces a stiff challenge from Trump-backed Republican Bernie Moreno, a race central to the fight for the Senate majority. Are you able to defend Kamala Harris's record?
My job is to fight for Ohio workers. You can talk about the presidential race. That's your job. My job.
But it'll have an impact on this race.
Well, that's your opinion. I know that what will matter is people vote for me because I stand up for workers and will continue to fight for workers.
Ohio has become a GOP stronghold, with Trump carrying the state in 2020 by 8 points and a heavy favorite this fall.
Plus, Brown is trying to defy this daunting trend. In 68 of the 69 Senate races in 2016 and 2020, voters elected a senator from the same party as their preferred presidential candidate.
You backed much of the Harris-Biden agenda, so how hard is that going to be to run that far ahead of the top of the ticket?
As you know, and as I've said, I'm not a pundit, I'm not a commentator. I don't think of politics as left or right. I think of it as whose side you're on. Ohioans know I've been on their side.
Will you campaign with Kamala Harris if she comes here?
I have not. I've got my own schedule. She's got her own schedule. I will focus on my race. My strategy is perhaps different from hers.
Wow. That tells you everything you need to know, guys. Tells you everything you need to know. Especially because now the mainstream liberal media is trying to pull the psyop of making Kamala Harris a moderate. Okay, they're trying to help Kamala Harris run away from the extreme far left policy positions that she took in the Democrat primary of 2019. So now she is flip-flopping on these issues. However, the authenticity of the flip-flop does not seem to be very convincing to some Democrats who would not bet on running with Kamala Harris as a so-called moderate. Because in a state like Ohio, you would think for a Democrat that it would make sense to have a moderate at the top of the ticket. And you would think that would actually help out the Democrat. It would give the Democrat a better chance of winning. Okay. However, this guy clearly does not believe that Kamala Harris is a moderate. Or put it this way, he doesn't believe that Kamala Harris can sell her moderate appeal to the American people, because that is how the mainstream liberal media is going to try to sell Kamala Harris. Okay, they're going to try to sell her as a moderate who can prosecute the case against Trump. Okay, that is the lane for Kamala Harris that they believe will help her win. Now, the question is whether or not Kamala Harris can actually fake it till she makes it, right? That really is the question, because the media most certainly is going to try to help Kamala Harris fake it until she make it. But this guy does not believe that Kamala Harris can actually authentically sell herself as a so-called moderate. This is why he doesn't want to be seen with her. This is why he's going into word salad when confronted by CNN on, hey, can you say anything good about the Biden administration? I mean, this guy can't say one good thing. He can't campaign on one good thing about the Biden administration or Kamala Harris. It tells you everything you need to know. This is why they don't want Kamala Harris to talk. This is why she's not talking. This is why she's not doing any interviews. This is why she's not doing any town halls. Okay, this is why she wants to do the debate on ABC News, where she has George Sloppopoulos, right, kissing her ass the whole time, right? That's why she wants to do nothing except very friendly campaign rallies, and she hopes that the media will run cover for her until the election. So again, the question is whether or not Kamala Harris will get exposed. Okay, I think that eventually she will get exposed. I think it's just a matter of when. Okay, when will it happen? Will it happen at a debate? Will it happen during some press conference? Will it happen during some interview? I think more than likely it will happen during the debate, right? I think that the debates are going to be super important, because they will be the only time in which you're going to be able to really go after Kamala Harris and expose her, okay, without the mainstream liberal media spin, or at least not immediately in the moment, okay? They're going to try to fact check. They're going to try to do all types of crazy stuff to rig the debates in favor of Kamala Harris. But yeah, the debates are the best shot that we got, okay, in regards to exposing Kamala Harris, which is why I believe that in the ideal situation, we need 3 debates, okay? I mean, if the media was fair, if Democrats was fair, they would agree to do 1 debate on Fox News or Newsmax, 1 debate on some liberal media outlet, CNN, ABC, NBC, whatever, and then they would do 1 on a neutral outlet like News Nation. That would be fair, right? That's actually like what we should get, okay? We really should get 3 debates. I think that the more debates that we have, the better. And I think that the Trump campaign needs to come up with creative ways in order to get Kamala Harris to actually do the debate on Fox News. Maybe he should pitch having Kamala Harris do it with her VP and Trump do it with his VP, and maybe that will give Kamala the cojones to actually get on stage with Trump. I don't know. I'm just saying that the more debates, the better. Okay, we know during the Democrat primary, Kamala Harris got exposed throughout a series of debates, and I think that's what needs to happen here, because quite honestly, I'm not entirely sure in what other circumstance would Kamala Harris get exposed, because again, the media is covering for her. So the more debates that there are, the worse for Kamala Harris, and they know that. That's why they're not trying to agree to a Fox News debate at all. They don't want to do anything except that one ABC debate, and that's it, right? Kamala wants to do one debate, hope and pray that she puts on a good performance, and that's it, right? She doesn't want anything more than that. So Trump needs to figure out a way to get her to commit to at least 3 debates. I mean, again, in a functioning society, we would have probably at least 5 or 6 debates leading up to the election, because let's be honest, we have so many problems in this country. We really should be having much more debate among presidential candidates than just 3 debates. Okay. I mean, you could talk about the economy in one whole debate. You could talk about the border in one whole debate. That's how you actually get down to the details, right? In the nitty gritty. You can't get down to the details and nitty gritty having a 2-hour debate where you're just, talking about a whole bunch of different topics. So it really is sad that we're struggling to get 2 major presidential candidates to, agree to one debate, right? We're struggling to get one. So, I mean, more than likely, we're not going to get more than one. We're probably just going to get one debate, which is, again, what Kamala Harris wants, right? And again, it's not Trump's fault. It's really the Democrats and mainstream media's fault, because they should be holding Kamala Harris accountable, but they're not. They don't want to talk about Kamala Harris and her policies. They don't want the American people to be informed about her. And that's why we're facing an uphill battle, because, again, the media is not focused on informing people doing their jobs. They're focused on brainwashing people, right? It's propaganda. That's what it is.
Talking about the differences on abortion rights and on minimum wage between Bernie Moreno and me, and how I fight every day for the dignity of work.
With Joe Manchin retiring in West Virginia, Democrats likely have to run the table to keep the Senate at 50-50, hoping to hang on to 2 of their 3 seats in red states and all 6 of their competitive seats. In Ohio, Democrats have poured in nearly $50 million on TV ads since March.
Yeah. So the takeaway here is that it seems as if this Democrat doesn't think that Kamala's transformation is going to help him out in his Senate race in Ohio, which tells you everything you need to know about Kamala Harris's marketability, okay? That people really don't like her the more that they get exposed to her. Democrats know this, which is why, again, they are hiding her. And you're saying it. This is proof and evidence. This guy is like, nah. I don't want Kamala Harris to campaign with me. She might hurt me. I can't endorse anything that they've done as an administration. I am going to stay as far away from them as I can. I'm distancing myself from the disaster that is the Biden administration. Again, I'm not entirely sure how are you supposed to vote for somebody whose own colleague cannot vouch for any of the policy, anything they've done in their administration, as a way to get himself elected in his state that, again, is a red state, but it used to be a battleground state. So again, I just think that this is the truth about Kamala Harris, and eventually it's just a matter of when she will be exposed, hopefully. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.